What is up, everyone? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I hope everyone's out to a great start to your day. I see we are starting up on a great note here. Oh, even good. Trivia question to break the start. Let's see, trivia. Alter, like, let's go. We got the first trivia question of the day correct. Let's go. All right. So we have the summer pit now. We are off to a great start on our journey. We actually got another mystic. We got a mystic last night, which is a huge upgrade bonus. And we also have the Siberian stuff. I think we were talking about going back to doing wooded logging and working our way to a higher tier staff because it seems like the staffs are not AoE cleaving as they should be doing. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get some of the more single target weapons down so we can start doing the Slayer task a little bit easier. Let's look at the Slayer boss arena gear real quick. I want to see um what our options are for gear. I think it was Deadpool stuff, right? Yeah. This is to 2,500. So huge amount of boss souls. I don't know how many we get at the end of that, but I do. You also want to get the loot goblin, which is about 50,000 souls. Okay, so we are in a decent spot. What are these? A stimulation pack. Okay, okay. What we do want to get is these huge weapon upgrades. Main hand, offhand, and get these damage numbers here. Preferably just the pistol. And how much is the pistol? It's still 400,000 boss souls. Oh man, we have our work cut out for us. So let's go ahead and try to get a more flexible weapon. I'm thinking we go and do some mining to make a melee weapon. I was thinking maybe woodcutting, but I don't think that's going to cut it. No pun intended. For the foreseeable future today. So let's go over here and let's get our daily task starting to roll. I'm going to start with thieving, as I have not done no thieving on this account, and I need to start rolling that to where we can start making money. Granted, I did finding out last night that the pieces of gear that we will be creating with the catalyst are huge, huge wins. And I'd like to kind of roll with those. Longsword barrel. Okay, well that's a good start. Let's go ahead and go to the monsters. I believe that would be the malevolent zone. Yep, sword barrels. So let's go ahead and deal some daggers. Let's get our EXP up just enough to where we can do that. I think it's 10. Alright, we're good. Because we are an Iron Man too, we can just shift click drop these, and that's going to be the big thing we're going to want to do. But I don't want to keep them, and I just want to complete these tasks. We're at 44 on the goal on the money. I think we can end up crunching that today. We get it 41 of these, by the way. 41. So a little over 2 inventory full, I believe. Or an inventory and a half. So let's go ahead and crush that out real quick. Oop, did we stop? Oh, we did stop. We're updating everything in Discord currently, posting in the new channel, or the new stuff that's currently going on. I need to edit video here and delete this one. back. Hey, we might get a pretty good solid start going here soon. All these swords. Again, I'm sorry for the flashing, guys. I gotta get that kind of sorted out over a period of time to hopefully brazen in with a second monitor. Something that I'm looking to get in the next coming months, probably around by Christmas time. I'll head up having a second monitor. That way we can definitely not be swapping back and forth constantly with the tabbing out and tabbing in, having the flash on the stream. I It's so weird that YouTube does that when I'm playing anything on Twitch. It normally doesn't do that, but obviously being here with an RSP um, as server, it's a little bit different. How many more do we need? I think about what 10. Yep, that's about right. We need to close these out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We completed it. Let's go ahead and head home and let's go and sell these to the guy. I don't plan on keeping them. Anything that we do sell, I did not get anything that I was under the impression I would get divine dust. I did not get divine dust. I don't know if that's a bug, but we will talk with Morty about that later if he doesn't already see this, as it's a little bit weird that we didn't get uh anything. I believe I can also vote again today. Give us a daily streak too. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do a quick vote. See if I can do it at least to one thing. I went through and I'm only doing like a couple of votes every day. Only because of the fact that I don't want to go crazy with the vote. And I want to make sure that we get the 7-day streak. It'll also give us another Slimer pet. Granted, we can't upgrade the Slimer pet, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, we still get something good out of it, which is all the other pieces of loot, and that's primarily more important than anything else, I would say. At least that's how I would view it as. Right, so we got that done. We'll be able to do flash reward. Oh wait, it's not that. Semicolon, semicolon, there we go. Go check our streaks real quick. This will be streak 2. Oh, I didn't claim day 1s. No. I have to wait 24 hours to claim day 2s. Oh no. I wanted to get this one so bad. Ah, it got me. It got me. That's alright though. You know what this means? We did get another necklace, so we can go ahead and upgrade that just for the memes of it. See if we can upgrade ourselves into a blood necklace this morning. No, we did not. We failed. No big deal. No big deal whatsoever. Let's see. What is our next task location going to be? Oh, looks like someone's fighting Rick. Actually, let's head up here real quick to fight the bully, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh yeah, we just get a couple hits on him and get ourselves some boxes. Well, let's go ahead and go to the skilling zones. We're going to start in the lumberyard, as I don't believe my lumber skill is still there. And I want to go ahead and re-get this rolling. Hopefully we get a better task than what we had yesterday. That would be the ultimate goal. Receive quest. Oh, I'm still on the same quest. I guess I'm still on that same daily. So let's go ahead and head to the what are we? What was it for the wood cutting? Poisonous logs. Poisonous logs. We're at what year? Go to content. Let's go to custom skills. Go to woodworking. Woodworking. Those we're at 95. Yeah, we're not getting that anytime soon today. It is unfortunately too far off from my 3D touch. So let's head over to zone quarantine, as that'll probably yield us a little bit of a better quest. Hopefully, it'll yield us a better quest. Let's go ahead and get this combat quest. What are we gonna be doing? Dragon Hunters. Okay. Fairly reasonable quest here. Dragon Hunters. Let's get them. Oh, we got 37 in PVMing. That's good. Once we hit 60 in PVMing, our Slimer Pet will be doing a huge uh, amount of damage. I think it goes up to, I think, 10%. No times to it, so it would be from 4,000 to 10,000 damage, which does help out a lot. We definitely want to get to 120, as that'll be where the bread and butter is going to be at. But being at 60 will be a good starting point. We can get up to the 120 prior to getting one of the more end game pets. Will be in a better situation overall. Hope everyone's off to a good start to their day and they're enjoying the content that we are bringing you guys. Any questions, comments, concerns, or if there's anything you guys would like to suggest as far as the servers go, feel free to come in, leave a comment below, pop in our Discord, and we will gladly accept the invite and suggestions. As the more we grow, the better we can sustain the growth of the server on top of making sure that we have and are bringing you the best content for the private server realm. It's 40 something of them, right? Yeah, 52. Okay. Not as crazy as a Slayer task, to be honest. Slightly less on a Slayer task, which is commendable. I think I go to Discord. I don't think the melee weapons are doing any AoE. So let me message Morty. Oh, we might test it after we hit a Prestige 1 and Slayer on Thursday to see if they're hitting for AoE. But I believe they were not, and that's unfortunately a big concern that I have. Today is Monday, though. Today is Monday, so we are looking at a huge growth over the next couple days. As long as we continuously go on the grind, we did start back up again yesterday. We had a long weekend. A couple different things kind of kicked my plans out of function to do good streams, as I did have a little bit of a hiccup missing one day, and I want to continuously do this on a daily, at least put a couple hours in, show you guys that you don't have to commit to 10,000 hours to get a lot of this. Now, when you get to the further end game stuff, obviously it's going to be committing quite a few hours as the drop chances significantly change. Um, that is a huge downside to a lot of this, and one of the big things that I would highly recommend to a lot of people is that take your time, enjoy the game, don't go crazy with it. I mean, play at your own speed. But at the end of the day, we are also looking to sustain everything for everyone, including bringing in new content. I'm extremely excited for the upcoming content for Halloween and Christmas, and all of the new weapons we will be receiving. Cosmetics mainly. I don't believe they will be actual physical weapons, but it would definitely be some huge cosmetics. Oh, we got another Dragon Hunter boots. I'd like to see that. I don't believe I already had a pair of those. I know I have it on my other account. But I'm glad to see those. Go and open these 5 boxes real quick. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We get these trivia questions done today. Mm. That's the other thing I definitely need to do after we do some of these tasks is trying to get knock out a majority of these um quest rewards, as I would like to get my hands on these ASAP. I believe I have the offhand for this. Yes, I do. So we can definitely run a predator set for melee and upgrade the predator set. That's something we can definitely look into doing. Let's see. Predator set would be tier 3, I believe. Yep. So we want the two-handed sword, and it only requires the main hand. So the offhand would be for the shield. I think the two-handed sword would be most important, though. Tier 3, so that would be a lot of mining to make that happen. But we'd also need to get the predator main hand, not the offhand. I have two offhands, so that unfortunately puts a little bit of a kick. But we can also go to the tier 4 and get that as well. That'll allow us to farm tier 6 fairly easily on top of it. But I believe the biggest thing we need to work for is just getting our Slayer task pushing forward. As we are at Slayer 12, and I think getting that done as soon as possible as well would be really solid. We do have the 10x multiplier for Iron Man. We might just go ahead and send that through today as well. Get a couple levels in on Slayer to purchase a piece of Slayer gear. I don't I don't believe I'm not under the impression that he didn't change the numbers as we talked last night briefly about it in the last video in regards to some of the Slayer gear being changed with the values of damage gear. And if that's the case, I'd like to buy the Slayer gear. I think that would be more beneficial to the account overall in pushing forward to create a more stable growth on the account. But we can relatively comfortably reach tier 25 in the solo dungeon, which is huge. I think going forward, though, we are going to have to probably reach over to. I don't know why that's there. Another class, and possibly. Oh, why did I take so much damage? That's not cool. I haven't seen my health bar drop that low in a hot minute. Loads of things to do. So little time. Nope, we got the dragon bow. Look at that. Huge. Total of 30 range. All of my main accounts use bows primarily. I do magic to a degree, but I believe the bows are where it's really shining at. And I enjoy using those more so than anything else. So getting a tier 5 bow is, for me, is extremely huge. As I don't mind getting and using the tier 5 uh, bows to create my damage. I do need to find out if the damage is correct as far as the 40,000 damage that we're seeing here, 50, 100k mil. I think the numbers are a little skewed. I don't know off the top of my head. 39 PVMing, man, we're getting there at the end today. Holy, throwing this out to be a huge number. Again, I think we're gonna go ahead and start hard farming some melee gear. Definitely need the armor. We're bouncing around everywhere in my head. I mean, I'm just thinking the things we can do today. Need to wait for the weekend for prayer again to where we can max that out as well. Our loyalty is slowly growing. Just by playing the game, you're going to gain loyalty to a very high degree if you're playing Iron Man. If you're playing Elite Eddition, it's going to take quite a bit of time. It's the hardest mode we do have. I know last night we were talking about doing an Elite Iron Man, Hardcore Elite Iron Man, which would be, in my opinion, the most difficult challenge that we can do. Hopefully, we can get that started up by the beginning of the year, and that we can max this account out to at least 120 across the board on multiple different things. As that's the ultimate achievement, it would be hitting a full set of tier 12 boss gear, which would come straight from the raids. And I think we're gonna go with Earth. I know, I believe they're all the same, but I really want the Earth one or Air. Fire's pretty cool too. But Earth has that two-handed maul, and it's just oh, look at the stats on this. Oh, you can't see it. We gotta fix that. Maybe we can see it here on the upgrade panel. Here 12, here 11. Okay, we can't see it because tier 12 is the highest you can get. So 45,000 on the Rajan for the two-handed, 35k. Oh, look at that, 105k. Right, two-handed sword. That's where that bread and butter is going to be. Oh, we did complete our kills, so we can go ahead and head over to the next quest zone, which would be cooking, fire making, any of those usually ones. I think ultimately we're gonna step away from that though. We're not gonna go ahead and do any more daily quests because I didn't get any XP. I didn't see anything pop up, so I don't know if that's currently bugged, but it definitely does need to be looked at. So let's go ahead and hop over to the home. I think it's just better to go do some Slayer tasks at this point. Get Prestige 1. As once we get Prestige 1, we can start continuing our task into the dungeons that were just added to the game. And we can do a couple runs in there. Definitely will know if the melee, if the ranged upgraded weapons are doing AoE once I get into there, as they should be hitting AoE, period. But if they're not, then that's something we definitely need to report. We tested quite a bit of weapons throughout our playtime. We didn't go through every one of them, but we tested quite a few, at least the end game ones, which we should have tested some of the earlier trimmed ones rather than not. I'm realizing that now. It was kind of like a bad idea to not do that, but it's okay at the end of the day. '86 of black magic. Let's go. Let's go. I think what would be pretty cool is if I got a pet drop early on with some of these mobs. So I believe the drop on these extremely low. But the chances there, I've gotten one pet on my main account. I believe when we were talking in episode 1, I did mention that I believe I was the first person for Morty that has received a pet drop, as well as the first person to receive a necklace amulet of Oz from the Oz goodie bag. Definitely hoping to get another goodie bag soon. That way I can roll my chances again. Last numbers were 7 and 19 or 20, I believe, and I picked 8, and I was thinking 19, and Morty was thinking 8. It was a pretty insane drop last night. Almost got it on this account. It would have skyrocketed my progression so quickly if I'd have received that early, the moment I received it. We're also currently in Discord, just chilling. If anybody does want to join in, 45 tasks remaining. Let's go. 45, 45. Man, it could get some gloves going. So I believe it's tier 4, right? Yeah, tier 4. My ultimate goal is to stay ahead of Morty on this account. I'm currently ahead of him with the weapon drop, as he does not have the upgraded version. Or the trim version. He has the base version of the weapon, so that does give me a slight edge on him for the damage. But at the same time, he has all the tips and tricks that he knows as he developed the game. But ultimately, I believe I'll be able to stay ahead of him throughout the pacing of this up until we get more in depth to probably around T9 gear, which I know is only a couple gears above what we're currently running. But it is ultimately going to be a challenge to maintain a lead with RNG taking a huge dive down the entire game post T6, as RNG does play a huge role into T6, T7 plus. In my opinion, that's the only experience that I've had. And with being locked to Iron Man, we're not going to be able to get any good bossing weapons early on, unlike playing a citizen or an elite citizen account, where I did purchase a wand from a boss kill from one of the other players within the first few weeks of the game. That did help exponentially skyrocket my weapon damage for magic. 30 tasks left. Oh, here we go. I think the huge upgrade that we can get is going to farming a lot of the thick dragons and crafting the P6 armor set. At least the base version of it. As the base version alone will not net us the damage. It'll give us the accuracy ultimately, and that's what we're really looking for, is getting the accuracy and having that extra defense on range. As currently we don't have we won't have the melee, or I'm sorry, the melee defense, so we can fight the melee bosses a little bit easier. That way I can get a full Stormbreaker set and then run into Stormbreaker gear. Just the amount of two-handed bars that I'm gonna have to make for two-handed weapons is gonna be crazy. But once we get a trimmed version of the having a excuse me, having a moment, Stormbreaker hammer, we'll be in a good spot. We can also go back to Bulgarian and find the rest of the rest of the PC gear here to try to upgrade the range stuff. But I believe just getting the crafted version for the defense against Stormbreaker is more than enough. That's gonna hold us over for quite a bit and might walk us into doing some bossing here soon. As we have the Soul Shard, we could take a step into Voldemort. I probably won't go into Voldemort. I would probably step into something more like, let's see, Dejalt, so we can get the rapiers. As once we get 1,000 NPC kills total, we can take a step foot in there and take our stab at the boss. Ultimately, we want to get to that 5 million gold to where we can farm one of the bosses for a good 100 kills and let it AFK farm it. Which seems to be something we can do here in the upcoming future. But I definitely want to solo the boss first to see what kind of health we're looking at post the fight with upgraded gear, obviously. So I think we get P6 gear, base versions crafted up. Then we go straight into the boss arena. their boss. We farm enough wood to get as many catalysts as possible, as that's gonna exponentially give us those gold. And I think higher tier catalysts are gonna sell a lot better and give us a lot larger of a yield. As I did get like 30, 300,000 last night or 150,000 last night in gold. Oh, we can open this box. Let's go ahead and open it. Let's hope for the double EXP ring, honestly. And I just got gold. I didn't get nothing. Wow, I got the 10,000 gold. Why couldn't you give me the ring? No. Oh, that's such a kick. I was hoping to get the ring. The ring would have been a huge upgrade for the account. At that point, it would have been 20 EX. That would have pushed us well past the limitations of anything we could have imagined on the account. Because we can't upgrade the Ring of Wealth to get to the double EXP ring, and it only is a drop. What we can do is go to the quarantine zone and farm the quarantine zone for the Ring of Wealths and the necklaces to then upgrade them to the higher tiers. That is something we definitely can do too going forward as an episode. Keep going up to. We want to get to tier 5. That's where the divination goodie bags are. Amulet of Divination. Up to tier 5 and then tier 6. Yeah, we definitely need to worry about look to getting one of those crafted up soon too. Oh, we've completed our Slayer task. Let's go. Let's go ahead and see what we got Slayer point wise. Let's check it out. 100 points. That's not enough to get a piece of gear, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's talk to the Grandmaster. Let's see what can we get for 100 points. I don't think there's many things we can get. Yeah, 800 Slayer points just for the shield. I mean, yeah, let's work towards getting some of these. I think this is where we're gonna get a lot of damage boost at. Let's go ahead and continue farming this. Let's get the tier 1 set. Quick task. 54 sirens. Even getting just the shield, which is 800, I think that'd be the first piece I'm gonna buy, as I can utilize that for both range, melee, and magic. Hmm. That is more important, and I believe it's more vital to get their shield first and foremost. So, but 800 points shouldn't be that bad. We did get an extra bonus 40 points on that last, a total of 40 points on that last Slayer task. So we had 55 points, I believe, is what the total was. We completely rewarded with 15 Slayer points for the effort, and their task streak is giving you an additional 40 points. So let's see how many points we can get off this one. We're currently at 106, so we'll see what our numbers are going to be right after. This is also allowing us to complete our collections guide too. That is another huge thing we get from doing Slayer. Completing the collections guide, which allows us to get more dollar signs in the account. Let's go ahead and open this too. I'm being greedy right now. Maybe we can get something huge out here. Maybe a blood necklace or something good. Looks like Goldie in. No big deal. No big deal. Oh wait, no, we got an Empyrean body tier E2. That's beautiful. I tell you what, that's so beautiful. We already had an Empyrean body, but we can take more. Siren Head. I believe they added a larger density of mobs too. Hmm. Let's go 82 on the Slayer. Yeah, give me these low. Give me these huge better tasks. I like these tasks. 25 kills, please and thank you. I thought I fought some of these guys already. I guess not. Have we finished any of the books yet? Probably not. Okay, I'm missing a couple pieces here. Got a couple pieces there picked up. Looks like we're not probably gonna get any of this done just yet. No big deal. Oh, Skepty. He's upgrading. Oh, the fails. The fails are crazy. Oh, we got a second, third. Let's go. We got an amulet of blood. Let's go. A huge win. Huge, huge win. Looks like he's full selling it to get some of the huge pieces of gear. Man, he's got a fabled amulet. Let's go. Dude, we got two of them. Oh, we failed. I would have stopped at Fable just to have it. But it is what it is. Skepta's got a lot of good gear. Got a lot of good drops. I myself about to do the same thing as soon as we get to one of the other zones. I believe we're gonna go and farm up the quarantine zone after we get the shield. Oh, we didn't even look at the amount of stuff that we got. I believe we got a total of 55, 61, okay. So we're probably looking about we just got a huge EXP bonus and drop rate bonus, guys. That's huge. Let's go. You have to donate a huge amount down to the 50 million coins. Holy. Huge, huge, huge win. 42, let's go. We're almost to 60. Just a hop skip and jump away to 60. 88. Looks like we're gonna be maxing out here soon for that. That's gonna be good. Let's kill this last one, even though I need to kill it. So if we're getting roughly 50 or 60 points per run, we're gonna need, what are we gonna need? To see, we're already at what, 200? I'm terrible at 200. So we're gonna need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 more runs. 41. Alright, let's go. And our bonus right now for the streaks is sitting at a crisp 15, so we're doing really good right now. We might actually complete this right here if we can get enough of the drops. Looks like we've gotten a lot of pieces, but I don't believe a lot of those were done outside of 50 boxes. This is Seraphic, right? Yeah. We're gonna have to actually get all the pieces from here, so that's unfortunate. I might do a lot of farming this week to do instead of like um actually with the Slayer gear being where it's at, we might not even bother going to melee gear. We might just craft all the Slayer pieces, or at least get the shield, and then we'll skyrocket our damage and we'll see where we're at. If it's gonna get 5k, I mean, especially in the defenses, 50,000, I think it's gonna be in a good spot. We may have to look at the rest of the gear. I don't know how much other gear is better than the Slayer gear. We may have to talk about Morty with the prices. See if they're balanced enough for it. I think he already changed it though. I'm not 100% certain if he did or not. I'm pretty sure he did. And we completed Magic Training level 1. Look at that. Just like that. And we get a nice galactic staff. Terrible in the sat frame, but it's okay. We'll smooth that over there. We'll bank the rest of this stuff here. We'll go back to here. Anything good that we've received lately? Nothing, I don't believe. Nope. Nothing too crazy. Hmm. Let's go ahead and pick up a second task. Quick task again. Predator Assassins, let's go. We might get a main hand here. That would be a really strong piece to get, considering the fact that the melee for these, I believe, is tier 3 or tier 2, something like that. Even getting tier 4 to utilize to farm other tier fixes sets is really good. I believe in my run that I'll do at the start of the year, if Morty can get it implemented in the hardcore Iron Man accounts or the elite Iron Man, that I will be doing a hardcore. I'm gonna do a Nuzlocke on it on the run. That we are only allowed to use upgraded weapons. I cannot use any boxes, and I can't use any boxes. I think we're gonna hard Nuzlocke ourselves with no boxes whatsoever. I'm not gonna delete them. We're just gonna collect them inside of our inventory. So we won't have any skill boxes we can use. It'll just be pure farm rags elite counts. I was thinking about it last night after I got off, and I think that you're doing a full Nuzlocke to no boxes and handicapping myself to where I have to go tier by tier. In order to go to the next tier, I have to complete all of tier 1. Not necessarily the collections log, but I have to completely make an entire tier 1 set for each ranged melee and DP, melee and magic, and I have to upgrade each piece as well, and then go on to tier 2, etc., etc. I think that would make a very interesting playfield. And that one I will not be. I will be also full streaming out, similar to what I'm doing here. Hmm. That way, there's no edits. People don't say, "Oh, well, you did this." No, we're not gonna do that. It's gonna be a huge feat, an achievement to make happen. And I think having just that title alone would be really cool to have. And I think that we'll talk to Morty about that and creating a title that can be used against any account that you have going forward. So I think having a hardcore um, title that I can put on my other accounts would be really good, especially on my non-Iron Man accounts. But I think if I put in the work like that, I probably wouldn't play my other accounts as much as well. So it's one of those catch 22s, if you will. Oh, we got a key. Let's go. I like getting keys. Keys are my favorite. Like keys of candy. All right, we've completed this Slayer task. We're 84 on Slayer. Let's go. Oh, we got 55 points that time. Whole extra. Let's go. I think what I need to do is I need to check the Slayer task options. Hold on. Got some skills. Let's go to Slayer. I'm genuinely curious. If I go, let's see. So when we hit Prestige 1, we'll be doing the Stormbreakers and stuff like that. Not seeing what I was hoping to see. Hmm. Definitely need to talk to him about putting that information on the wiki as well. We got $1, boys. We got $1. Heck yeah. I believe we're at like 44, yeah. So we need definitely, that'll be definitely the harder part to a degree, I think, because I believe we could just AFK KFK tree. Like right now, I can get my well, almost. I'm actually quite a bit away. Oh, Rick has spawned. Let's go kill Rick real quick, guys. And that's kind of more important, unfortunately. Why did I go to that boss? We need to fight Rick. No one else shows up. Maybe we'll get lucky and end up having a full 8 here. Getting good defense, magic, and HP. Which I like to see. I mean, we're doing pretty decent damage. What is the capital of Australia? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't even know that one off the top of my head. I have to look that one up actually. I genuinely don't remember or don't know that one off the top of my head. Let's see. I'm still sore from yesterday. Went kayaking. Had a fairly long day yesterday. We didn't get out till like later in the afternoon for kayaking, and then by the time we hit the river, it was not say crowded, but it had quite a bit of people out there. And then it took quite a bit of time to get going where we needed to go. So we're looking on the wiki. We're gonna have to slowly update this. I think I'm gonna get with Morty on trying to get all the information I can get and do a weekly update on here. Small things, nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna have also a written guide I think put out for this. Um, because genuinely speaking, I mean, I'm learning that I have messed up my main accounts so badly by focusing on the wrong stuff. Granted, yes, I do sit AFK a lot at the AFK trees and the rocks, but that was mainly to get the pet. I mean, the one pet, the Hellcat pet, which is it a terrible pet? No, it's actually one of the mid-tier pets, period. Which you can see on the wiki. The Hellcat pet, it's you can get it from a divine mystery box, but the base damage is 20,000 to 40,000 damage, and that alone is huge. When you do get max rank at PVMing, it does to 200 to 400,000 damage, which again, it's stupidly good. Ideally, what you would like to get early on is the Rex pet, but that one is purchasable for 400 donator points at the donator shop. Which, let's get real here, I don't know if we're gonna do any donating stuff on any of the Rags to Riches game because, again, I don't want to cheat the authenticity of the Rag to Riches at all. Wait, how did I just not get Defense 87? Hold on. Oh, maybe my defense is behind. Oh no, I didn't even realize that. I want to get these to 99 because then at that point I'll swap over to using ranged. At that point, we'll swap over and we'll get strength rolling, and then we'll get the ranged rolling after that too. Prayer. We did quite a bit of prayer this week already. Why am I not running my auras? Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. I'm a pleb. We the other big thing we want to get is VIP 3. I'm thinking what we're gonna do here for the VIP 3. I think what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna let my account run for a few hours post stream, and we're gonna go ahead and let it just AFK at the Kush trees and let it just farm uh, and go from there with anything. It doesn't give you any EXP, so we'll look at what our stats are at the end of the stream, look at our inventories. That way, we're being authentic about everything. We're not going to be cheating anything off stream. Granted, there's not much I could cheat off screen anyway if I wanted to, due to the fact that we're not using any admin commands or anything like that. We are completely full F2P, and we are completely Iron Manned out to where everything we do is for ourselves and our own benefits. But I think farming to get that pet is going to be really vital. Not to mention picking up a couple EXP potions throughout there and some extra bone bags is going to be really, really vital. The other thing we can get from the shop is if we're sitting living our account AFK for quite a while, we can eventually start purchasing the credits, and getting credits to get up to the VIP ranks is going to be very vital, as we would like to get up to here. Ideally, we would like to get up to VIP 8, and VIP 8 to get to VIP 8, it's really difficult. I mean, it's probably one of the harder ones to obtain. As to get VIP 8, you need a total of 5,000 cash donated in. So with 5,000 cash, you get $1 per 1,000 hearts. So you do the math there. If it's a 1 to 1,000 ratio, and you need 50,000, I mean, you're talking 500,000, I believe, right? I'm doing my math wrong. Yeah, I'm probably doing my math wrong. Hold on. I'm terrible at math, apparently. Hmm. Yeah, you would need 50,000. Yeah, you need 50,000 soul split share, soul total, I believe, or 500,000. Either way, it doesn't matter. My math is not mathing today. My brain's not braining. It's still relatively early in my day to be doing any kind of mathematical skills. We've almost killed Rick by ourselves. It has taken quite a while to kill this guy. Holy. Definitely need to get more upgrades on this account, weapon wise, damage wise, something like that. Even with a trimmed weapon, I'm surprised we're not hitting harder. Slime Pet's putting in work too. I mean, we're hitting for 24k, 21k on the Slime Pet, 48k. I mean, it's hitting good enough, but like, oh man. But getting VIP 3 will be a good testament first. It'll give us our first 20 EXP boost, which is just $100 donated. We're about to be at the $50 donation mark here shortly, which would be phenomenal. Mm. But the big thing is getting in that VIP 3. When we get VIP 3, we'll get the fast learner, which is an extra 20% increased uh, on our other boosters. It is stackable with everything else, and I think from there is where we're really gonna find the juice to get everything we need to get. I believe like right now, my other few accounts are slowly but surely farming their own trees to get some of the cosmetic stuff. Two of my accounts, one's an elite, one's an elite citizen account. Those two accounts are hand in hand, swapping gear constantly with each other, as it does help progress both accounts just as fast, especially during the weekends. But with the focus on getting this account going really good and trying to stay ahead of Morty right now is kind of put me back on the other accounts just fine, as I'm able to then farm up for my EXP potions, as you can purchase 4-hour EXP potions from the AFK shops as well, which are huge, huge grabs. I think for the price that you get out of it, it is stupidly, stupidly good. For I believe an hour of AFKing, you can get a 4-hour EXP booster, and I would argue that that's probably one of the best deals you can get in game. I actually might buy one real quick because I do have some bush plants right here, so we're gonna withdraw all that. We're gonna head over after we've done fighting Rick, and we're gonna go ahead and shop at the shop and pick up a couple potions. I'll probably just grab one if I can, and we'll see how what else we have left over. Post that. Hmm. Again, we're trying to stay balanced out throughout this entire game. We want to stay kind of. We don't want to skyrocket too fast, but we don't want to be too linear, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, we want to stay pretty consistent. Oh, we just killed Rick. We got our 8 boxes. Let's go ahead and head over to our shop. Now we have two different shop guys. We have the AFK shop here, AFK shop here, but they both do the same thing. You can both right click and end up shopping with whatever you need to shop with. So since we're shopping with Kush, let's see. Divine AC potion. It is 5,000. I'm sorry, it's 5,000, not 500. But you're talking for 5,000, which I can't purchase right now. Uh, you get 4 hours of EXP, which is huge. 20% value, by the way. It's a, I believe it's a 10x. I want to say value on it. Now, the big ticket item in here is the pet. Outside of that, you have obviously your divine boxes. I wouldn't waste my money on those. What I do waste my money on is these credits. These credits are huge. And then outside of that, purchasing the bags. Everything else, I would not focus my dollars on, as it's just really not worth the value to purchase any of these other things, excluding maybe the necklace and the ring. But even then, you can farm these pretty easily now. There's no point in it. But these bags over here that cost 50,000. Oh my goodness, don't do that. If you're on a free to play, if you're on a other tradable server or anything like that where you can trade, oh my goodness, just save up the coins, sell the potions on the market. Oh my god, you're talking about making major gains. 1 second. Sorry, I had to send a message back out. So let's go and put all these back in here. I thought I had enough. Apparently I don't. I'm terrible at math. Go figure. Let's go open our eight boxes real quick. Do we get anything good? Oh, we got three. We got some three chingies. Okay. What you know what that means? I'm at 47. We can purchase the other three that we need, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that so we can get that VIP to unlocked. So we can bring this out. Now let's go ahead and bring out all of it, and let's go ahead and purchase that right now. Purchase by 5. By one. By one. Okay. So we're good to send all these back. Let's go ahead and craft these. Oh, we got VIP 2. Awesome. So we're already on a good start with the VIP 2. That helps us out exponentially on the account, surprisingly enough. May not think that, but it does. Bring in a lot of value to the account. Yep, giving us a huge payout. Let's go ahead and get back to Grandmaster grinding because we need to get these going ASAP. I want to try to hit 25 streak. See what we can get. We're at 341 points right now on the Slayer. Let's go ahead and finish these guys up and then see where we're at. Again, we're trying to hit 800 to get that offhand shield, which will give us a huge increase in damage. Ultimately, I believe the shield was the one giving us damage. It might not give us damage. I think it was just defense, but I'll have to double check that. We got Blurfian boots. Look at that. Go ahead and equip those because I know they're better than what I'm currently wearing. Especially if it's, such a huge difference. 12%, it's whatever, but the accuracy and the defense that I'm going to get out of these is so much more important. The 88 defense, baby. Let's go. Did I loot any more Blurfian stuff? Zagari? No, I did not. So, Honestly, I was hoping to get another, something good out of that, but it's okay. We're good. So we were looking at Polyphians. What did loot drops we get from the Polyphians? The Polyphian is a tier 5, Hmm. which looks like we can get a full set here. Would be really good. It won't be tier 6, but getting a tier 5 armor set would be really good to go into tier 6 farming of bosses. Even just having a base and things like that would be really good. We got a book. Okay, that's not too bad. I like taking goodie bags like that. Ten more left. Oh, we get another box. Oh, let's go and open this. Oh, they get gold. I got a screenshot, so it had to be something decent. Gold.
Ah,
I really want to get the double EXP ring. Hard up for the double EXP ring so badly. I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't want it. I mean, we're getting good growth on our everything overall, so I can't really complain, I guess. If you can, down in the comment section below, if you guys have free time, if you made it this far into the video, please give me some um, feedback as to whether or not you guys like the long jaded videos, or if you'd like me to do some edits and make smaller videos in regards to the game and kind of give snippet to what we do. I'm definitely open more to doing that as well. I know a lot of my other small YouTube videos are not really tied to a series. They're definitely tied more to the other accounts that I do play, where I have a lot more, um, how do I put it? Oh, 80, was it 36? Oh, that's 36. Oh man, I was a little worried there, I'm not gonna lie. We got 400 points. Oh man, look at that, guys. 400 points. Um, to where we can see, all the small videos I normally do are just typically for the other accounts, box openings, etc., etc., and giving small little tidbit of tips and tricks to things that I think a lot of people don't know about or haven't learned about yet in the game. Again, all these videos that I do post, or myself outside of myself or anybody that does post, we posting them constantly in Discord and giving people the updates that they desperately probably need for help on the games with guides. Not so much written, but more verbally. I mean, if you can consider this a written guide, you can. As a lot of things we are doing here, we are learning together as a group. As some things I just didn't know. Like especially when it came down to crafted gear. Now a lot of quality of life stuff has changed since I really was hardcore playing, down to doing everything on my personal Iron Man. As I only do most of the stuff I normally do is only play on the weekends. As throughout the rest of my week, I'm fairly busy doing other odds and ends stuff. Um, and that's where like it really comes down to just rinse and repeat, trial and error throughout this entire playthrough. And I think the big thing for me is trying to get a lot of cosmetics, because I am a cosmetic poor, if you will. I like looking like a cool guy, like this here. It's cool to me. I'd like to look at this all the time. There's also quite a few other skins, if you will, or armor sets that I do enjoy utilizing. 30 left, so this will be a feat right here. But first one wants us to put this in here, and then everything else back into the bag. 25 left. Where it's really going to shine is once we are able to obtain one of the other early on pet, the malevolent pet. I think it'll definitely do a shift in our damage as well. I believe we get the malevolent pet at 100 or 1,000 kills. I might be incorrect on that. Treasure hunt. What's this staff for? Okay. Yeah, I don't see it. So it might be under one of the other ones. Go ahead and get another target going here. Oh, we could do both of these at the same time. Maybe it's under the achievements. I definitely want to donate 1,000,000 gold so we can get the wings, because who doesn't want full wings? Um, we're on the track to do the trivia one, which is really good. Getting the champion K pretty fairly easy. Tennis racket for the treasure. Oh, we're almost at a world destroyer. Holy, I didn't realize that. So we're killing a pig on. Oh man, look at that. We're actually climbing pretty quickly to get some of these actual decent weapons, space forms anyway, but are not crafted. Definitely need to add in some EXP for the dailies though. I did not get any dust from my dailies, so I'm a little confused as well. I need to put that in. Oh, someone looks like he passed away in the game. What the heck happened? Oh, chat is popping off right now. People are just chatting away. Let's see how many people we have currently online right now. Look at all the world chatters. Look at all these good, cool chads right now. Oh, Roz is on. Ignore my other accounts. 89 in defense. Let's go. Slightly behind the rest, but that's not a problem. Again, once we hit 99, we'll probably be in a better spot ultimately. Um, with magic and health. It'll allow us to go to, I believe, the quarantine zone to just farm up the rest of the stats that we need for attack and damage, and then we'll probably end up prestiging Saturday, depending on how many prayer points you can get Friday, and depending on if I can get another EXP potion before then, because I'd like to pop an EXP potion before I go ahead and do that. As getting a prestige 1 within like the first week would be extremely huge. Now, will prestiging it will ultimately reset our magic to attack up as well as hit points, which does kind of like put a damper on things, but it does give us a additive bonus to the greater good. Let's see. I don't think combat prestiges. So at prestige 0, we don't have anything too crazy, obviously. Now the biggest thing is we get 1% drop rate and a 0.5% double drop rate up to prestige 10. So we can prestige up to 10 times. So we can have a total of 10% on the drop rate plus a 5% on the double drop rate, which is extremely huge to say the least. So let's look at our inventory. We have 481. We are nowhere near it yet, so let's go ahead and send this to our task. I'm sidetracked here. Gotta found something crazy around today. So the other big thing that we need to look at is the damage types. So maximum minimum hit is with the melee attack style weapons. We do have to put that into perspective as well. The percent values that enhance other players of drop chances for NPCs scales as following. For example, if a drop rate is 1 in 1000 and a player has a 100% drop rate boost, the drop rate becomes twice as likely, making it 1 in 500. At 50%, it makes it 1 in 750. The drop becomes 1.5 times as likely. So definitely looking about getting that 10x, as getting the 10x will allow us to reduce that down to a 1.1% chance, which is undoubtedly the huge, huge increase. And where we're going to see a lot of that at is upgrading our amulets and upgrading our rings to getting the Amulet of Oz and the Ring of Oz in their respective slots, as they are the best in slot rings and amulet currently in the game, I believe. And then the only other thing outside of that would be the Shard of Divination, which is something that we would not be able to obtain until after getting enough shards, which we only get shards from selling back gear from other mobs to one of the vendors. So we have the salesman right here. So what we would do as the later we get into the game, oh, there's Trucky over there. We would come back to one of the vendors and we would just sell all the old gear that we don't need. Similar how we took the catalyst to the other vendor in the home hub, the thieving vendor, we went ahead and presented that to him. He gave us gold, whereas selling back the gear will give us divine dust. And that's a huge, huge thing. I mean, getting the divine dust, we need, I believe, 200 to 2,500 actual divine shards, uh, divine pieces rather. Let me see. I can't make one right now because I don't have enough dust. But you'll make a divine piece. I don't remember the exact item's called off the top of my head. I think it's called a divine shard. To make the shard of divination, and that's where we really want that. Again, we're not putting any EXP drops or excuse me, anything EXP from the shop onto this account. Same thing with any other Iron Man accounts going forward. I don't have anything currently purchased on any of my accounts. Um, Fortunately, I'm just lucky to get a lot of good drop chances I have currently received throughout my entire playthrough, including getting a Amulet of Oz on one of my accounts. Hmm. So ultimately, let's get some. We're gonna try to get some amulet boxes here, and if it comes down to it, with the farming of the necklaces that we'll end up doing in the quarantine zone, as the drop rate seems pretty reasonable in the quarantine zone for achieving those sets of gear, we're gonna go ahead and farm it as much as possible on stream. Probably do like a 4 hour session as soon as we get to a point where we're getting enough stats on the Slayer gear, and I think the initial Slayer Tier 1 Slayer gear is where we're gonna really shine at with the added damage and etc. From that. I believe the big thing I need to look at is if it's going to be accuracy or defense, and then actually giving us damage. I need to double check the stats for the gear when I go back to the hub once we complete this task. Oh man, we got a huge piece right there too. Losing the slight 12 attack, 12%, which to me I don't think it's that much of a detriment, as I don't really have much upgraded gear on my other account, as the main weapon is just where the damage really comes from. The upgraded piece bonuses are just that, just upgraded piece bonuses. And I think ultimately having the 2,000 extra um, that ultimately is going to be where it's definitely located at. Rick has spawned again. Looks like people are probably going to go back to him. So let's go ahead and head over to the global boss right now after I kill this last mob. Get the drop. Let's head over to Rick. I imagine there's a lot of people going to be porting over here shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the Slayer task guy from my other account. See what's the regular shop is giving. So we are getting, okay, we're getting melee attack. We're not getting ranged or magic, we're getting just flat melee, which I think's fine. I believe he may have adjusted it to where you're getting stats all across, but I definitely need to check that out. But just getting the pure defense from one piece of gear is more than enough. And I think ultimately achieving that would be where it's ideally um, set in stone. I believe one of my other accounts has this one has Slayer 2. Let's talk to the guide again. And let's look at the Slayer 2 shop or Prestige 1 shop. Oh yeah. That's where the bread and butter is going to be. How much is this? 25? 3,000 Slayer points? Oh my god. Oh, so the Zen pet's going to be cheaper than getting the weapon. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So we're looking at 3,000 Slayer points to get the weapon out the gate. So let's look at the Zen pet on the wiki because that's a huge huge change right there. We need to look at. Let's go ahead and head over to the wiki real quick. Let's go back to pet. Look at the Zen pet. Okay, the Zen pet slightly better. Slightly better than the Sliming pet. Tier 3 pet for combat, so at max we're getting 70 to 150,000 damage, which is still pretty solid for a early on pet through Slayer. It cost 22,500 on that, so it's a really good deal. I can't complain ultimately post that. Um, so definitely could look into that. We're gonna get melee damage, so I think what we're gonna do is hard swap over to melee once we get the shield. Head over to the mining area and let's go ahead and start trying to craft. Well, might not head to the mining area. Might just complete the achievement to get the world breaker weapon. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to achievements. Intermediate. We need to do the Diagon. And then play enough of those. We'll get the World Destroyer. And then World Destroyer weapon's still pretty strong. Ultimately, because I believe that I use that for the most part on one of my accounts. And then Stormbreaker would be the tier 6 that we're going to look for right after that. And then we can fight the Destroyer of Worlds as magic. I believe that's the best one we can do it with. So when we get that shield, it'll help sustain us long enough to fight them. And I believe once we get the shield, we'll actually be able to pop into the training grounds again. So we're gonna go from like 76 to a little over 1,000 across the board, a little over 5,000 across the board on all Slayer magic and all that. And we could take that into the other Slayer dungeon. But once we get everything else going, I mean, looking at huge gains here just by getting that one piece. Let's see. Monsters. Stormbreaker. Okay, we can't see that, but I believe so. They're resistant to they recommend a magic to fight them. So we might just go and fight some Stormbreakers, as we do have an upgraded staff that can sustain us. But we definitely need the melee defense, which will get a huge upgrade on the shield here soon when we're done with completing that. So we'll be doing mining and smithing, and we can work our way to tier 6, which would be Dragonite gear. We can get a Dragonite. We may work into getting a obsidian two-handed sword, as that wouldn't be too terrible either. Obsidian is something we're gonna have to farm long term anyway to get the obsidian pickaxe, which ultimately would be nice. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be tier 7. And if we were able to craft it, I mean, we're still looking at a good 5,000 bonus on the damage, and ultimately we'd like to get the 5,000 on a single weapon. So probably, oof, what would we do? Maybe the scimitar, just to be a little bit of a classic guy. Hmm. I didn't even see him come in here. Oh, that's crazy. So let's go ahead and open up our 5 boxes real quick. Nothing crazy. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Go ahead and put this back in here. Man, you're not getting the juices I was hoping to get. Yeah, maybe it's a slow RNG day. Maybe that's what it is. Let's go ahead and head back over here. Let's pick up our. Get teleported back to our. Uh, looks like we froze. That was weird. Tell you to task. What are we at now? 481. Get them must be farming the zone. Um, the one zone. Just trying to get the Amulet of Oz. Or the Ring of Oz, excuse me. So comparing to them, oh, he's got 99 pretty much across the board. So he's got the reinforced Siberian staff, the same one as I do. Oh, he's got full Slayer gear too. Man, look at this. So look at the accuracy bonus. So, so this is a good thing to look at. So he does have fortune. He's got almost the same exact stats that I do, except he does have a full um, bonus across the board with the Slayer gear. That's huge. He's got a huge. I didn't even realize he had a full Slayer set. Only 15-4 remaining, so let's go ahead and finish these guys out and then head over to something else. Hopefully, hopefully we get the Dagons so I can get the Wardbreaker staff or the Worldbreaker melee weapon, and we can upgrade that. As I believe the Worldbreaker, it's tier 5, so we go to the Worldbreaker. We'll do the Scimitar. It's 7,000 damage. And the two-handed sword's where the real damage is going to be, and I might just go for the two-handed sword, to be honest. We lose out on the stab and slash, I believe, from the other one-handed sword, but it was 12,250. I'll have to check the shop again. 12,250. Um, let's see. Yeah, ultimately it'd be better than the Slayer one. I do lose out on some accuracy and defense, but ultimately I don't think it's even really relatively worth it for just the mass amount of damage that I'll get from the upgraded version of that weapon. Because again, even just the tier 4 17k, and that's already doing more than what the other one's gonna do. This would be your tier 6. Tier 5 is what the one will end up getting, so 12,500 damage is 12,250. Must be pretty solid. I don't think we can get T6. What's T6 one? 1750? Yeah. It's a huge difference, but ideally we're probably not even going to reach that. Tier 4? What does tier 4 give me for the two-handed? 7. Okay, so between tier 4 and tier 5 is a huge difference on damage. So ideally we would look at getting the tier 5. I just don't know if the magic damage is actually comparable to the melee. I think melee is stronger slightly. I might be incorrect on that though. Don't quote me. Because the magic attack seems to be a little weird. Well, as active, we're getting more EXP and more everything. What? Another drop rate and loot, double loot. Okay, okay, cool. I'm definitely not complaining. It allows us to gain a little bit more and more each time, which ultimately is going to be our big winner chicken dinner time. So I just found out through the Discord that we're going to have to head back over to the zone. Let's head over to the quarantine. Apparently, we have to go back to the guys, because that was not what I was under the impression of. Because I'm a pleb, and apparently I'm in the wrong here, or I didn't know something, which is weird, but it is what it is. Let's put the staff in here. We'll bank everything else. 160 dust. So let's get another quick task. What are we at? 551. So we can buy a piece, but I really want to get that. Making me question whether I should get the shield or not. Because if I'm gonna upgrade to the two-handed sword, I don't know if it's even worth getting the shield. I can't open the tier 3 shop. So let's look in the wiki real quick to see what's in the tier 3 shop. That ideally, let's do that. Let's go to custom skills. Let's go to player. Let's pop down. Prestige 3. Prestige WAP shop 1, 2. Okay. So we get the offhand blade for 3. Hmm. Hmm. I think ultimately we buy the standard gear. I think we just buy the standard gear. Because we'll get the offhand blade. I don't even know what the offhand blade damage is. But let's go ahead and just get the quick task. I guess I'm already on a task. I can use a shield across the board for the other two specs. Oh my goodness, this is hard. I guess getting the two-handed weapon is going to be more difficult than anything. So, then we're fighting Destroyer Worlds. Oh man. We might just get the weapon here. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I don't have Slayer Prestige 2 on any account yet. Definitely gonna have to farm that out on well, obviously this account's gonna end up getting it probably sooner versus later. As I plan on getting at least a Slayer 2 so we can start doing the Slayer dungeons. As there's some fat loot in there as well. Ah. And we got the wood destroyer weapon. Wow. That's crazy. I can't see the weapon stats. Why? Oh my goodness. I don't understand. What's going on? Why is like some of them not working, some of them working? So let's go to the upgrade panel because apparently I'm just terrible at the game. That's tier 5, right? Yes, it is. So I can't see it. Okay. So what do we have? 609 points. We might just see them. Depending on the price of the tier 2 shop pieces and what the rate, I mean, might just be better to save them. What are we at? No, what was our Slayer at? 88? Okay. We're probably gonna finish this task for the day, or at least get the 800. I want to get the 800 before I get off this. I do need to step away to make some food here in a little while, so let's try to get the 800. Let's go ahead and get the 800 today. We have a couple more days until we can get that, and then we'll see if we can get some achievements done prior to that too. As you see, we're slaying Destroyer of Worlds, and we're getting on our way to a World Breaker, which it might be the play is just going into the melee. I do know melee hits a lot better as far as being a trimmed weapon, and the two-handeds hit like trucks. So let's look into a possible swap from magic to melee. We are going to be almost tapped out on magic here soon anyway. But I think it'd be a good time to swap over to melee and to get the ranged going as well. I might do some off-stream quarantine zone outside of farming Rick and doing some AFK tree stuff, or I might just do the AFK tree and bosses when they spawn. That may be more feasible. Is just doing the AFK tree and bosses. That way, you guys come back, you see a clean inventory. Stats will change accordingly based off what I'll be doing, which most than likely will be magic damage, growth, and obviously the HP growth with defense as well. So that's something we do have to look at and understand that it will change. It did change after episode 1 because I did farm Rick a couple times post that, and was obviously AFK farming the trees because I do want to make sure we get enough bucks to purchase everything needed going forward in the game. I know a lot of craziness will be going on here soon. I know when I get done doing my task here and we push into the next field, I think at the end of the day, I have 658 things I can use. I think what I'll end up doing here is ultimately crafting. Oh, I didn't even realize. Wait, that's the wrong button. Oopsie. Let's go ahead and empty my bags. I didn't even realize my bags are full. Let's go ahead and throw this into the melee. Let's put this over in bones. Let's pull out both of these and pull out two of these. Let's go ahead and open them. Let's see what we get. Anything good? Oh, we have a rogue body tier 2. Not good, but it's feasible. We'll just throw that in here. And we'll throw the gold in here as well, because I don't need it right now. Even though we are sitting on 2 million. Is that 2 million gold? That is 2 million gold. Oh my goodness, when did I get all this? 2 million chingies. We are almost all the way there to half a mil. Man, we might be able to get our half. Oh, we're halfway actually, are we not? Almost halfway to doing a full boss arena. If we continue on this path, we might just be able to do a tier 1 boss here soon and do 100 kills and see if we can get some loot. With that being said, let's go ahead and simulate a boss kill. Let's go ahead and go to the boss tab. Let's go to drop simulator, raid drop. Let's go to boss. We need boss. So we'll be doing Dennis now, I believe. I want to say it's Dennis now. I might be wrong. Let me look. Bosses. Yeah, Dennis now. Well, this is the one we'll be fighting. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate 100 runs. Kill count, drop rate. I believe I'll be sitting at a 10%. Let's go ahead and simulate this. So the out of 100 kills, it looks like I'll be getting a fairly decent amount of loot, possibly. There's a couple of pieces of actual gear. And looks it seems to be a couple of boxes. Now obviously this is just random. We simulate this again. Yeah. 2 boxes. Yeah, there's not a guarantee. We're doing 100 simulations, and it looks like we either A are gonna get really really lucky and get some gear, or we're not getting gear. It seems like a 50-50 chance on that, as the boxes are higher drop rates than anything on the loot table. Let's go and check out the boss drops themselves actually while I'm here. So we'll be doing tier 7 is an out. So we have coins that are almost guaranteed to drop every time. And yeah, so it looks like we may not even piece of gear. If we do get the rapier though, we'll be sitting pretty stacked on that. So definitely something we have to look at as well. I mean, I don't think I have anything in my bag that's worth selling though right now. Let me see. We'll see how much these the crates are actually. We could definitely look into that because I won't be using crates going forward here. I don't think, except for um like odds and ends stuff. Definitely want to check that out. Definitely need to check how much these catalysts are we going for too. I definitely want to start farming catalysts as soon as possible.
Alright guys, I think we're going to end it here. We're going to go ahead and just sit at the AFK tree for a little bit and just kind of farm Rick and farm some more of these AFK trees to get some EXP potions for tomorrow's stream, if not a later stream on tonight. I do want to appreciate everybody stopping in and hanging out with me for a little bit today. I have work in a couple hours, so this is why we're cutting it short. I'll see you guys in the next one. GG's, have a great time, and good luck on your drops.